Hey guys, welcome. It's Marcy, the Cranky Crafter. It's Fodder Friday. We made it to another Friday, and this is the Friday after Thanksgiving. So, hopefully, there'll be some folks around that can sit back and relax and just enjoy a few crafty bits. I'm sure that everybody is probably busy with family and what have you. I'm recording this early to help with that since my youngest decided that he was going to come and spend Thanksgiving with us. Okay, so this one's going to be quite simple. I wanted something simple and not time consuming, but also still relevant to, wintry season. So we're going to do pine cones, and you can make them any shape, any size. This one, I added some gold metallic in. This one, I just added a little bit of green. I have some little bitty ones, which I thought were fun. Those have gold in them. And then another one with green. You could make these as realistic or not realistic as you desire. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm sure that you could just go with like green fully if you wanted to do like a pine tree shape instead of a pine cone. I think they could totally double as pine trees if you just made them taller maybe. But we're doing pine cones, so here we go. I thought maybe it would be fun to add a pine cone spread to my nature journal. So I'm just using some browns that I have back here in on the lid of my paint palette. So excuse my reach because there's gonna be a reach. And then I've got a little bit of green back here mixed up. It's actually kind of green and blue and purple. Yeah, I'm just using my dirty lid because that's kind of how we roll. And I have my dirty water. For the gold, I'm using my Beam paints that I just bought recently, but whatever gold you have, if you have any, otherwise you could probably embellish, with a gold metallic pin if you wanted to, acrylic or otherwise. So this one, really simple. We're just kind of making little tiny blobs. Kind of think back to when we did the hedgehogs. It's kind of reminiscent of that, but just a little bit more sloppy, if that makes sense. So I just start at the top and kind of just start blobbing my way out. No rhyme or reason to this at all. Just little blobs. Because you really kind of get the full picture of it when you look at it straight on. And once we add the fine liner, that helps too. So this one, maybe I'll add a little bit of like green in. You can add whatever color, if any, you want. I just thought the green looked nice. Let's do another one. I'll probably just do like a row, and then I'm sure you'll probably get the idea at that point. Got my eye exam I have to go to today. Hopefully that's all fine and good. I've not noticed any changes. But never really know till they put the bajillion little like bifocal things in front of your face and they're like, A or B, 1 or 2. And by the time you get through about 10 of them, you're like, I have absolutely no idea. Just tell me. Just tell me which one's better, and that will be the one I go with. Because they kind of all start looking the same. There's that one. And you can make these as dark, brown as you'd like. My brown is kind of washed out, but we could add a little bit more. So, we got a surprise last night. We were expecting the youngest to be home today. I think I mentioned that before, since he said he would come home if we cooked, so obviously we're cooking, because we'll take the kids home whenever we can get them here. But we had a time, that we were expecting him and planned accordingly, and then overnight at about like 2 in the morning, I'd say, I got a phone call. Ooh, let's try like maybe a purple in this one, just because we can. I got a phone call, and it was him, and he's like, can you let me in the front door? I'm like, are you home already? He's like, yeah. Well, so we have like a, keypad on our front door, and the kids all have, their code to get in, but overnight, I'm not expecting anyone, so I batten down the hatches, lock all the locks, so even with the code, the door, like the handle is still locked, can't get in, because I'm sleeping and nobody needs to be coming in. So he was standing outside trying to get in. So we got it all figured out. I think he was a little bit cold because it got a little bit chilly last night. But hey, it's what happens when you don't tell me that you're coming early. But it was fun to see him nonetheless, no matter what time in the middle of the morning hours. So yeah, he got him in, got him settled. Who knows what time he'll wake up today. He's still a teenager, so they can sleep for days, seems like. All right, let's do one more. I kind of like this purple one. Is nice, isn't it? This green one kind of just turned into darker brown, really. It didn't show up too much green. Maybe we'll try another one with green, but maybe a little bit darker green this time. This one might have to be a little slim. I have it's a dwarf pine in my backyard, spruce, but it's like just a very short, chunky one, maybe 10 feet, 15 feet, compared to like 50 or 60, 70 that they can get. And we had it, since it was a little baby, but I don't know why. I've only ever gotten one pine cone, ever. Like, why is that? I don't know. I need to read up on it and see. I saved it. I saved the little pine cone, and it was little tiny bitty, but we've never gotten another one. I don't know. I'm doing something wrong. This is all dry over here already. That's why it's not spreading out. All right. Okay, I'm going to dry this for a sec, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I just have my fine liner This is just some rando one, but I love it. So all we're gonna do now is basically just do some little like round edges around it. And you can do this as, you know, as loose or as not as you want it. I tend to, you know, go pretty wobbly, but you don't have to. And then I come in here on the inside. They're not petals. What are the individual scales? That doesn't sound right either. But I kind of just come in here and make like little C shapes. Just random spots. Almost like little smiley faces. Just to give it some dimension. And then we do the same for all the rest of them. Now, you can make these as Christmassy, you know, or as holiday oriented as you wanted, if you wanted. I bet you could add, you know, some greenery at the bottom. I mean, live it up if you want, add some berries. You know, you get to do whatever you want because it's your art. You're in charge. This is literally just little bits of fine liner that we're adding. If you want yours more detailed, do it. I tend to do very loose. That's what speaks to me. But if you want yours like more realistic, try it. Because some people lean that way. I'm not one of them. Because in my brain, I'm like, I can make more mistakes when it's not like overly realistic. And it's not as noticeable when I do it, when I make the mistakes, if that makes sense. Yeah, I can see this as something in my nature journal. And you can make these as big or as small, as thin or, you know, chunky. Whoops. But that was pretty simple, right? Not overly complicated. And then I just cut them out. I kind of turned the paper instead of trying to turn the scissors all over. And you got a little pine cone. Look how cute he is. Yeah, I think you could totally do these in green if you were going for like a pine tree look. I still think it would be feasible for that, especially if you put a little trunk on the end, on the bottom. It's a pretty, since the style is so loose, I think you could turn it into lots of different botanical type stuff. I'm really digging that one with the purple. It's like a brownish purple color. I'm really liking that one. Now I have to figure out how I want to incorporate this into the nature journal. Maybe I'll make a tag or something. Gonna have to think about it. It's hard for me to believe that we're almost in December. It's like the year went by agonizingly slow and super fast all at the same time. Has that ever happened for you? Okay, let's see what we got. These are the ones we made together. This one has some gold in it. Oh, I like the gold too. Gold, green. This one has the purple in it. I think that's fun. And then these were the little ones that I made on scrap paper, because it's got pink on the back. Oh, and that one's got part of a mouse on the back. And another mouse. They must not have turned out as well as I wanted. Or something. Who knows? These little bitty ones are fun too. You could draw a tree, a big tree, and put these right inside there. How cute is that? What do you guys think? Are they reminiscent of pine cones? I can see it. They're definitely not perfect. They're a whimsical pine cone, but I'm here for it. Okay, I hope everyone has had a fabulous time with family and friends, or whoever you spent your dinner day with. Hopefully you had lovely food and laughter and all that great stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.